We've been asked by subscribers to do a tour of our 2006 25-foot Safari SSLE. The SS stands for Sleep 6, so you can sleep 2 on the front couch, 2 on the dinette, and 2 in the bed in the back. So we thought this layout would be ideal for the upcoming travel that we have, but we've definitely made some modifications, and we're just going to take you on a tour. You can see I've clearly glammed the place up for this tour. Starting here in the kitchen, we put in a cutting board drop table, and this is the piece that used to be here, and I didn't want to just cut directly on it. I didn't want to store too many accessory cutting boards, so we put cutting board countertop. If you haven't seen the video where we go around and we do our repairs and stuff, we just replaced one of these hinges, but we can just sand this down and oil it. You can see I actually cut right on top of it, and I use it all the time, and it's great. It really expands our counter space from what we had originally, plus, you know, I'm gonna say that's 6-7 inches. I'm not really sure.
I mean, why guess when you can actually measure? That's 2.5 inches of counter there, plus 6 inches of counter there, plus another 2.5 inches of counter there. So what have we got, 11 inches total counter space?
This is the original stove and oven. I use the oven to store my cooking stuff, and I do use this oven. I know a lot of people do not, but I cook. It works great. 3 burners, propane. These are our cooking oils and spices and stuff like that. Coffee, we use the AeroPress. These are IKEA bins, and I like them because I can clean them, and when I need to take something out, I just lift it out and I can put it back in. Ooh. And they fit really pretty well. I really like having the hard ones in here. When oils leak or things are gross, I can just rinse them out, wipe them down, and we're good to go. Everything fits pretty tight, and having a little bit of space here, I actually can like tuck little things, packets of spices or whatever, in when I need to. Okay. As you can see, I need to do my dishes. This is my drying rack. I really glammed it up for you guys. Really just made sure everything looked pristine, showroom ready. But anyway, I got this at IKEA. It rides here in transit all the time. It's not loaded with dishes or anything. But we have this, we installed this little bar, and it flips up out of the way when I need it to. But to be honest, it's almost always down, and I'm always doing dishes. It keeps my 7 inches. What did we decide it was, Andrew?
I think it's 6.
6 inches of counter space free for me to use. So we also installed a light strip over the sink. It had those original plastic ones, and the lenses kept falling, and it would make me crazy. They'd land in my dirty dishes, they'd get food on them. It was gross. I hated it. This is much cleaner and much nicer. We put a little button right here. It glows when it's on, and when it's off, there's no light that emits from it. I picked a different switch for the dimming feature, and that switch glows blue all night long. And I'll show you that in a little while, but we are replacing that. Well, under the sink here is pretty stock. On this side, however, we took out what was here and we used IKEA drawers. I put in 2. The glides that IKEA uses are actually made in Austria by Blum, and I wouldn't really be able to afford or want to afford just custom Blum hardware. Going to IKEA and buying their pre-made stuff was definitely the most affordable way for us to manage this situation and make it more functional. I'm going to do some sort of pull-out trash. I don't want a large trash can. I want something small that fits under here that I can take out multiple times a day. When it's hot in such a small space, that garbage can stinks. This is our Akuvo filtration system. It uses UV light to further purify our water. We installed it along the back wall here where, well, honestly, nothing else goes. We bought it off of Amazon. The drawers were added next, as the original Airstream drawers were only half depth and the IKEA drawers are full depth. I don't know what to say. Okay, we removed our microwave. I don't use one. I usually just cook or heat things on the stove, and I would actually rather have in my little appliance garage here this vintage KitchenAid mixer than most other things. My mom gave me this and it's really special to me. This thing is awesome. I use it all the time, and I make ice cream, and I can make frozen yogurts and pastries and all kinds of baking, and I really do use my oven all the time. Although I gotta say, with it being 1,000,000 degrees right now, I am not cooking very much. I try to cook outside and grill as much as possible. When we deleted the microwave situation and we made this garage for our appliances, we also took out the end here where there used to be a spice rack, and instead I can get my appliances in and out and access their little bungees and seat belts and stuff from the side, which is pretty great. Moving on, this was a pantry and it was awful and not very useful. So we actually modified this with a utensil drawer and 2 IKEA drawers. You can, once again, modify these by taking, when they're unassembled, cutting the bottom board here, the particle board, to the right dimension that you need. We wanted to keep it looking stock on the outside though, so we used the door that had been here previously, and it had this little white coated pull-out thing that was kind of rickety and not very functional. This here is awesome. This is pretty much the bulk area where we stored our quick access snacks, dry goods, that kind of stuff. This space down here, it was hinged, it had no handle. This is your LP protector, and it's a super important safety feature. And we just did this mod, so we put the handle on to make it easier to open, and then we pushed the duct work back, and we made like a little shelf here, so I would have an Instant Pot garage. And this is just where it lives. Now, we plan to, in the next couple of days, re-hook up the LP sensor. And what I want to do is I want to run these wires very carefully along the side so that when I'm pushing this in and out and all the accessories are like pulling in and out with it, it doesn't rip this out and damage it or anything. I want it to be safe, and I want us to be safe, so we are going to hook this back up. We just haven't done it quite yet. This cabinet here is where the water pump is, and again, we put a handle on it and we've scooched the ductwork back, and we've gained a lot of room. Now, I don't use this space for much right now, but I know that I've made it accessible. I'm not sure why they don't put a handle on the door for the access to this, because when it's leaking and you need to get in here quickly, let me just say, having a handle is awesome. I got these at Lowe's. I don't know what to say. Okay, this is my closet, and we've modified it. It used to be all hang space, and I use these like little Amazon rope baskets to contain my stuff, and I categorize it. I usually leave this one down here pretty empty so that when guests come, their carry-on suitcase or luggage or whatever can fit. I don't love these lights, and I need to come up with a better way. I knock this off constantly, this lens. I hate it. It only lights just this one cubby. So what I'm thinking of doing is taking the same kind of strip lights that I've used in other places in the trailer and running them down the entire inside. But that's a project for later, so stay tuned for that. Above the refrigerator, we didn't really modify this cabinet. I do want to put a strut or something, so one of those gas ones, so this will hold itself up. But I just use it for storage. These IKEA bins, containers, I don't know what you want to call them. These are awesome, and they fit pretty much perfectly. We modified we modified this cabinet under the fridge. You'll have to excuse the glue dribbles. I don't really know what they're from. They're glue. They look like melted ice cream. I kind of wish they were melted ice cream. Ice cream.
On task.
Okay, so, right. This was only a couple inches deep. You can see where the wood here matches. And it had some sort of like wall backer. We just removed all that, pushed the ductwork towards the back, and gained all of this space. This is Andrew's closet on the opposite side. I left the bar in, we've put in a bunch of shelves, and we've also installed a Victron Multi-Plus in there, and we'll cover that more in a different video when we finally get it all set up. It is not currently set up correctly. I didn't need 2 medicine cabinets. There used to be a medicine chest right here. So we kept the upper one for all of our needs, and we deleted this one, and we took the shelves in that were inside the one that used to be here, and we put it up in the above one. And this is all that Andrew and I really use. We also have all of this storage underneath the sink, and it's completely adequate for our needs. This is a new mattress. If you haven't seen our video on our mattress and then how we hacked the mattress to turn the mattress into a couch, go on and watch that video. Like, subscribe, click that little notification bell. All right, moving on. I get asked this all the time. Where do you keep your dirty laundry? Help, I have dirty laundry. This is what Andrew and I choose to do. We open up this cabinet, and I have a tote. When the tote gets full like this, I move it into a laundry bag. The laundry bag goes to my truck, and we go and we do laundry, often at family's house. Thank you, Mom. So behind this, there's some soft storage that we have back there for winter gear and that kind of stuff. And then just this little tote. This will last us about, I don't know, a week before it starts fermenting into something horrible. And we just take it out and we go do laundry at my brother's house or my mom's house or a laundromat or wherever. Sometimes I move the stuff into a bag and then we actually refill. On a side note, this is also where you can access if you get locked out of your trailer. If you're an Airstream owner, you know what I'm talking about. So way at the back behind here, you have the water heater compartment over here, and then the bumper compartment sort of like here. There's a door over there, and there is just enough room for my husband to belly crawl through and knock out the laundry and the stuff that's underneath the bed and knock open this cabinet to crawl in when we get locked out. This is where Andrew. Okay. This is where I store my ukulele and my handmade walking sticks. They're made by a young man who's very special to me, and he made one for me and one for Andrew. He also gifted me my ukulele, which I store here, and I love to sit on my bed and practice. I am terrible, but this is where it is. We picked up this frameless fan from Camco. It's a 12-volt fan. I can use it when I'm boondocking to move the air around in here. I bought the one without the housing, without the frame, so I could clean it really easy. I can just wipe the blades off because it gets incredibly dusty in here. This is a 12-volt outlet. It used to be like the cigarette lighter kind, and Andrew just cut a hole and wired in an iPhone plug. It's not our most beautiful mod, but it really works. We can just take our iPhones, those are magnet things, and just put them there. They charge all night. I'd like to get like a pretty shelf for like pictures and all that kind of stuff right here, but for now, until I find what I really want for that space, this works just fine. An additional thing that we did, these were all halogens, and we popped the glasses off, which is actually kind of tricky to do, but we popped the glasses off and we put in LED lights on all of the lights in here, with the exception of the 2 over the bed. Those are still halogen at this time. I ran out of bulbs. I really need to do it because they're a huge power suck and they get hot. Up next, the bathroom. Here we go. The previous owner took out the slidey door, a previous owner. They used to be there. I'm thinking about putting it back. I'd also like to get a China toilet, but I'm pretty sure they are about 26 extra pounds, and I need to make sure that that's worth the added weight because I'm not giving up my KitchenAid mixer. We have soap dispensers in here, and we went with the low flow Oxygenics shower head. And we have this valve that you can slide on and off so that when you're showering and you're taking military type showers, you can just cut the flow without changing the temperature. Although I find that I get scalded either way. So. I used to have a shower caddy, sort of like this, and all my bottles and stuff would stay right there with the 3M strips that it came with. It was awesome. But it started to grow stuff underneath it and in the back seam of the caulking. And no matter how much I bleached it and stuff, and I tried to get it clean back there, it kept growing stuff. So I had to remove it, and then I haven't come up with a new solution. This is our Houghton air conditioner. I'm going to turn it off so that you can hear me better. If you haven't seen the video where we do this install, go ahead and check that out. It was a great install. It was pretty easy, and it's pouring rain, so that didn't really do anything. We replaced this when we bought it. Ours was sort of concave and falling in. So when I was at the mothership in Ohio, I picked one of these up. And really, it's just a couple of screws. It really helps with heat load and shade and good lighting. And we have more kitchen stuff here. And more kitchen stuff here. I keep one of these soft-sided bins up here just to hold kitchen towels and that kind of stuff. And under here, just like on the other side in the kitchen, we've installed strip lighting. It's the same lighting. It came on the same roll. However, this one has a capacitive touch button so that I can dim it like this. So there's no click like on the other side. And I love that. I absolutely love that feature. What I dislike about it, it's a mandatory night light because this blue light never shuts off, ever. So I am going to find one that is capacitive touch and dimming, but doesn't glow blue as soon as I can possibly find one. The dinette used to be covered in fabric, and I'm considering painting it the same color to match whatever I paint the modified couch. If you haven't seen that video, you know what to do. So we took all of the fabric off of the cushions. These are actually extra stretchy chair covers that I picked up. I had hoped that they would fit both cushions. It just fits this one. And I think for what it costs and the fact that I cannot sew a button, I'm pretty happy with that solution. I gotta find something for the bottom cushions, but this whole unit is gonna come out, it's gonna get painted. And interestingly enough, we're working on our power system. I think I already mentioned we're installing a Victron Multi-Plus in there, in Andrew's closet. And so our batteries and stuff have been moved from the hitch into this storage here. And we're working on building out a Victron system. It's kind of messy right now, but we bought 2-aught cable, copper wire, so that we can really run this and it'll be safe and secure. That's 200 amp hour batteries that we just got off of Amazon. I wish I had the extra ability to afford the Battleborn stuff, but I do not. So we're gonna test these out and see how they go. My brother gave me this as a birthday gift, and it's a 32-inch TV. It's bigger than the one that was here, but the mount for the panel lined up with the screw holes on this TV. So we really was just remove one, put the other one back in, plug it in, and it works great. I still haven't found a place for my WeBoost antenna for the interior antenna. The exterior antenna is outside and attached to my wine guard. This wine guard is actually, the interior pieces are brand new. I ordered them off of Amazon, and when we broke the handle.
Who broke the handle?
I mean...
Who broke the handle?
I might have.
Someone just said we broke the handle.
It's the royal we.
But I wasn't touching the handle.
You softened it up for me, like the pickle jar, okay? It came off, I snapped it right off in my hand, so technically I broke it.
That's all we wanted to hear.
We've modified this couch. We took a mattress that we no longer were able to use and hacked it into a couch. Now, this project isn't done, and there will be a part 3 coming out. So we keep our Jackery under this table, and that's where he just sort of rides. Another modification that we made was the luxury woven vinyl, like they have in the newer Airstreams. I can't get it up. We took out our old linoleum and we put this in. I like that I can take it out and I can just bleach it and pressure wash it off, let it dry, and we're good to go. My friend at one of my anchor locations, Bill, he was in the Houghton install video. He has like a little steam cleaner type deal, and I can just whoosh, real quick clean this whole thing, and it's fantastic. I like it. It does get sticky. I'm gonna get some throw rugs one day.
Are you done yet? Because that's the TV remote.
It's tormenting me. It's so hot. Oh. Wind.
It's not even 90 in here.
Dear Houghton, I love you.